No, this is somebody I know from the internet. And Day and Dark, he says unique theism that is non-Abrahamic, but he believes in the one true creator, would define miracles as everyday things, and he believes in them, but doesn't believe in the supernatural.
Oh, right.
Hi, Dan. What's up?
What up, Kelley?
How you doing?
Well, late happy birthday.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yep. I just want to let you know the world's a better place with you in it. So just put all the years you can in.
Thank you very much.
I was thinking about a couple of things. I wanted to get back to you on before we even get started with anything new, which is we were talking before online in chat, and you asked me divine sovereignty, because I was talking about divine sovereignty. You asked me what I mean by that, and I couldn't give you an adequate definition at that time, so I wanted to give it to you now. Cool. Just to start off with, just kind of catch up on some patched loose ends from before. So I would say divine sovereignty is our inseparable connection to the actual one true creator. And a lot of people ask, well, what is the name? And I say there is no name that you can possibly call the one true creator. And I said that to Atheist Experience, and they kind of freaked out about that, saying that calling it the one true creator is a name, but that is a label, which is kind of difficult because all the Abrahamic religions, they say this, that, or the other is our specific name for our specific perception of the one true creator. And I see the followers of Abraham as a blood cult of sin worshipers, for one, and it's built into their dogma. They want all the glory and awe of the one true creator without extending any of the respect or humility to the rest of creation. The followers of Abraham love to say free will and knowledge are the conduit somehow for sin and evil. And then they like to put that off on the creation, but everything comes, and that's what I mean. Their view of the one true creator is constantly wanting to push off all the responsibility of the creation. So I don't believe in sin and evil personally. I believe those are, I'm a 100% subjective moralist. Go ahead. I was just kind of chumming the waters for you.
I was going to say, I mean, sin is a construct of like Abrahamic religions for the most part. So if you're not part of those religions, it's impossible to sin, isn't it?
Well, sin is just in the mind of the perceiver. Sin is trying to co-opt the everyday experience of bad, which every self-aware being experiences, because every self-aware being needs a certain set of conditions to survive and thrive, and anything that provides that is going to be seen as good, and anything that goes against that is going to be seen as bad. So it's all subjective. I'm a 100% subjective. I think everything within the realm of subjectivity or perception is subjective, such as like truth. That this is, I don't know.
I don't think
take it wherever you
subjective.
want. We got so many directions we could go. I get into this one with a lot of people. Like a lot of people will bet on 100% objective, absolute truth. And is that y'all's position? Like there is 100% objective, absolute truth, right?
I think there probably is.
If you can demonstrate a way of getting to the truth, then I would say then yes, it is absolute. If you can keep getting there,
my point is that it's all subjective on that one.
I think the universe exists. I'm pretty 100% positive that's the truth, right? I'm almost 100% positive that gravity works.
All that is based on the subjective awareness of your relative mind.
Well, no, because I can double
truth, but that absolute truth is only empowered by the perception of your relative mind.
I can. That's why I'm saying that it's truth is because it works for everyone. It's not just my perception. When I say gravity works, it works for everyone. It doesn't just work in my perception. And that's why I think it's 100% the truth, because anybody, 100% of the people can test it and get the same reaction. We know that this is going to happen. I have a pen, I'm going to drop the pen, it falls. Gravity works. That works.
And
for
also
every single person everywhere.
Right. And,
Go ahead,
and
John.
if there were no people and something fell, it would still be the same outcome. It would still happen. It's because it's like an explanation of something that happens. But I kind of want to move away from that side of things, because you mentioned quite a few times that you are.
That was just a side.
Well, it was kind of a sidetrack.
Yeah, well, because you mentioned that like there is a creator and this is creation. But it sounds like you're just saying that this is creation because you believe that there's a creator. And how do we get to demonstrate that this is created? What do you have to say, here's why this is all created?
I say consciousness is the prime example of creation.
Well, no, I'm going to just stop you there. That's an example of why it's creation. I want to know. That's an example of why you think it's creation. But what can demonstrate that everything that my curtain that I've got here is created?
Created in what way? Like, we haven't defined created between us yet. You know.
Okay, well, define created for us then.
See what I'm saying? Every single word means something different to every person perceiving it, which all comes back to.
I don't necessarily think so.
I'm a pedantic semantic, so I can understand what you're talking about. But you called in; it's your concept. So, what is your definition of creation? Let's go with what you want. Since you called in.
Yes. Okay. So I would say that brings us back to the fractal singularity matrix. And a fractal is an infinitely repeating self-similar pattern on the micro and macro scale. Singularity is a state of being singular. The matrix is something that provides it's like providing something where you can grow in, and the fractal singularity is the I don't have my notes with me, so I warned everyone I was going to be a rambling fucktard a bit. So I would call it the fractal singularity matrix.
Dude, I'm a rambling fucktard every day for most of the day, so don't worry about it.
Well, no, I got all this shit wrote down, and I meant to be out at my place when I called you up, but kind of life happened, and I had to wait around forever to get my paycheck and shit. So I really meant to have all my notes with me and do this shit right, But
you wanted
some other time,
you can always call and talk to any.
You that I would call in.
Yeah, I'm glad you did too. And you can always call and talk to Dan too. Dan's an awesome person to talk to. I'm sure he would love this conversation. But I was wondering, you were talking about your creator and that made the creation. In your mind, does that creator still interact with the creation?
Well, in my mind, every word and name ever spoken is the name and word of the one true creator. Like, that's what separates me from followers of Abraham. They will say, our book right here is the only true word of the one true creator. I say every word ever spoken is the word of the one true creator, because there's no word spoken without the breath of life of creation. And I don't believe in creation like followers of Abraham do. I got a totally different idea of the creation, because I don't believe it. I believe it was it's constantly being created and destroyed. It's eternal. There was no original singular, because that all comes back to the law of conservation of energy, which was energy can't be created or destroyed. So I don't think it was exactly created, but there was something there that got the breath of life breathed into it. And that all comes back to how I define God. The things that I need personally for my perception of God is a hyper unity within creation and a balance, consciousness, dark and light. And I think that the mix of them four things combines to create the breath of life. And I'll tell you right now, I admit that all divinity is imaginary friends for grown-ups, okay? You won't hear any other theists admit that, but I'm not imaginary friend phobic, all right?
Okay. You've said a lot of words.
Yeah, I'm about to say, so the simple answer to my question was yes.
Well, I was explaining what my idea or my perception of God is. It's not something that's separate from you. We are all a quanta fractal expression of the one true creator. So we are all co-creators within the Godhood, I like to call it.
That's so you're the God that you, or the creator that you believe in, is, you can perceive of it. You can perceive it. So that would mean that it's only within your mind. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying it's within everyone's mind, whether you want to accept and utilize it or not. But yeah, I perceive it that way. If that's what you're asking.
Your being that you can perceive of, is it also in my mind right now? But I can't perceive of it.
I would say that we are all connected. I would say all consciousness is an extension of the omni-consciousness. I'm not telling you that I can read your mind.
All right, now,
but you're telling me what's in my mind right now.
Do what? No, I'm not telling you I can read your mind.
No, but you're telling me what's in my mind.
I don't have those. I'm telling you what's in my mind and my perception. Yes.
But it's also in everybody's mind, so that would then mean that you're telling me that it is in my mind.
I perceive that your consciousness is the same omni-consciousness that is connected to my consciousness.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
That's exactly what John was saying. It's in his mind as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is saturating all. It is all minds. The actual one true creator is the penultimate source of individuality and wisdom. And from the actual one true creator flows all other individualities and wisdom.
I've got it then.
Through wisdom and knowledge, you can lead yourself more and more to ever-ascending heights.
Dane, I've got something for you. I've got something for you then. So this being is in all of our minds right now. You can perceive of it. I'm unable to perceive of it. What are you doing that I'm not doing? Tell me now so that I can suddenly perceive of this being, because for some reason you're able to and I'm not. And I don't feel like there's you have any special powers above me that would mean that you can do it and I can't. So what am I not doing to not be able to perceive of this being? Let me know. I will do it now. And all of a sudden, hopefully, on air, I will start believing in this being.
Well, that's the thing. It's not like this being. You keep saying this being like it's something other than you anyway. Because we haven't even completely encapsulated my perception. And because you keep saying this, you're so used to the Abrahamic perception where it's, they talk about the one true creator.
You are calling it a creator. So because you're calling it a creator, like naturally, anybody listening to that will then think of an item, because you're labeling this thing.
I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back.
When I hear being, I think when I hear creator, I think of a being, right? That now, that's where I'm kind of getting lost at. And what I'm not sure if this creator you're talking about is a being or an energy, because it seems like like you describe it both ways. So I'm a bit confused. So maybe you can clear that up for me. Is the creator just like an energy, or is it an actual being? Like the Tao, an energy like the Tao.
Through our consciousness. It's our consciousness. If you're asking, that's what I'm saying. A consciousness is the jewel.
I don't understand, but you don't. I don't understand what you mean by that. You need to explain. It is our consciousness, because I know it's not part of my consciousness.
Right, likewise.
John, it's not part of John's consciousness. So it can't be consciousness, because if it was, we would be
aware of it.
Because we have consciousness and we're not aware of it within ourselves. So, and that's why I'm asking, is this like, what exactly are you talking about when you say consciousness? It's really nebulous the way you're describing it. Can you be more precise?
Yeah. I'm working on it. Okay. So, it's the darkness. Light came from the darkness. All of our minds are connected. Light begins and ends in the darkness. I believe that light doesn't actually move on its own accord. It is the darkness in between that is moving it. And followers of Abraham,
now you're going away from what is scientifically demonstrable and just saying, I believe this. Well, I believe that turkeys control everybody from the top of a hill here in Kentucky.
In Monkey's eyebrow.
That actually goes back to the four things that I said that God was, which is a unity, consciousness, darkness, and light. If you notice, I just touched on all four of those things.
Well, you did. So you said this is what God is, but you didn't demonstrate that that's what, or sorry, the creator, not the God. You just said this is what this is. And you then didn't demonstrate how it is those things, or you've come on and done, which is a lovely conversation, I must say. But you've come on and just said, this is what this is that I believe in, the end.
What I believe, yes, and just it's a working theory. It's not even like a dogma, you know. I fully admit it is a working theory. It's not some etched in stone dogma, you know.
Okay,
I'll tell you. Well,
maybe that's where you're going wrong, because I would etch it in some stone. That's definitely something that has happened in some religions where they etch it in stone and it then suddenly has become a thing. But my suggestion here, Dane, would be if it's a working theory, go and work on it and really get it nailed down. And come back when you have everything that you can then go, this is what I believe, this is why I believe it, and this is how we demonstrate how everyone else can believe it too.
This is to me, like when I hear you saying these kind of things, Dan, these are things I would have said 20 years ago. Seriously, this is the exact kind of language I was using 20 years ago. And it's the kind of thing that I actually realized one day when I started critically looking at what I was thinking and believing. I started to realize that I had no reason to think this way or to talk this way. And it made a big difference to my life going forward, because I was no longer basing my life on things that I could not prove, things that were just in my head, things that people who were, and I'll be honest, in this case, a lot of the people who were telling me that this stuff was real were on hallucinogenics and other drugs. And yet I fell right into it. And like, it's really hard for me to listen to you. Like when I was talking about you saying being nebulous, you're kind of like using these poetic, artistic language. And it's exactly the things I used to say. And when you try to nail it down, you can't, because there's nothing there to nail down. It's just a cloud. It's an illusion.
Well, not exactly. See, I called you guys up to just talk to you, but and every time I call up, see now I had a interview with Brooklyn Lou, and we just had like a nice casual conversation about it, where he just kind of explored my perception about it. But every time I call up one of these atheist shows, it's like you guys just try to get your hit pieces, where you're like, oh we took it, and then like last couple of times.
Dude, listen, you know what? That wasn't a hit. That was not a hit, Dan. That was not a hit. Right. I said that to you not to be mean, not to be negative. I said that to you because I wanted you to hear what I was saying and to take seriously what I was saying and to explore what I was saying and to use what I was saying to positively and critically look at what you were saying so that you can make your life better. That's why I'm not doing it to be negative. I'm trying to help you here. Please don't think this is a hit piece. Right. I never meant it to be that way. I haven't gotten angry. I don't dislike you. I actually like you a lot. I'm telling you this to try and help you.
Okay. Can I just tell you one thing? Okay. I am the burning ember. Okay. Cool. I am the burning ember, dude. Like, cool.
I am the flaming tomato.
I am the true burner. I am the true burner. That's not just things I'm saying. It is things that I know that I felt to my soul. No one told me that. I got there on mushroom trips and DMT trips, and it's things I know in my soul that.
Yeah, that's how I got there too. I know about. Dan, that's how I got there too. I'm trying to tell you this. I understand. I mean, you might not think I get it, but I was you. I was totally you. I was saying the same things you are saying. Everything you are saying, I have heard. I have heard it out of my own mouth and out of my friends' mouths. And then one day I started thinking, wow, you know what? This energy, this force that's all around us, that's actively making everything work and stuff. I started actually trying to use it to make things work. And you know what? It doesn't. It doesn't. It's just, like I said, it's just this nebulous, cloudy illusion of what we want to be. I want what you're saying. I want it to be true. I want there to be this benevolent force that created the universe and makes things better, right? But it just isn't there. The only thing that's going to make things better is when we stop believing in things like this and get off our butts and go make the world better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry if I went off. I'm sorry.
I used to want to die. I used to want to kill myself all the time, and I changed that to where I created my own world. You get rid of the negative things. You fill it full of positive things. So you can't tell me that we don't create our own worlds, because we all, the world you live in right now is the world that you've created for yourself. Just like
and I was a drug addicted alcoholic suffering from PTSD, living homeless on the streets. And I believed the things that you are saying. And it wasn't until I stopped believing in that stuff that I got my shit together and made a better life for myself. Because I started looking at the world from the way it is, not from the way I wanted it to be.
And there's always something in us where we want to have an explanation. It's very human to want to have an understanding for everything that is. And sometimes, you know what, Dane, it's okay to go, I don't know why this is. But it's probably better to say that than to make up some kind of explanation that makes you feel better, when there is probably something out there that will make you feel better for the right reasons, and not just because there's some like a being in your head that makes you feel better. There are people out there to go and talk to if there's something that is you're struggling with that can help you through, and not some I keep saying being, and I'm sorry that I keep saying it because I know that that's not where you want to go, but there's a being that will help you through it. There are people that will help you through any problem that you have, and it's better to go and speak to them than to come up with something that's something or someone that's going to help you through.
That's what I got my dogs for.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dogs and
cool.
cats.
Cool, man. Cool.
There you go.